Hello and welcome to the Gnomecast. This is your friendly neighborhood Tarmack speaking. We have World of Battles, game done by Frogwares. It's up on Steam. I think it was released on the 25th of April. It says 2012, so if there's any time travelers watching from the future, just, so you know when it was released. This game in particular, free-to-play, online, massively multiplayer strategy game. I'm not too sure if they could add any more tags to that if they tried, which may explain why they didn't have an indie tag on it, being as they're a pretty small developer. No big publisher deals or anything like that for this one. It's doing alright, at least as far as I can tell. They've got a listing of how many armies are online, so we've got a bit shy of 2,800 people right now playing the game, and it's been dropping steadily over the last half hour just because it's getting a little bit later here in balmy Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. So, this game has some potential. I don't know that I'm satisfied with it yet, but that's just me. I've been playing through a little bit, and I created a new army here just past the tutorial level. Although some of the things that we're going to see, they're fairly tutorial in nature. Here's how the premium side works. You can buy premium upgrades very much like things like Tribes Ascend, games like that, where you're buying accelerants, right? So you're going to get some experience boosting, discounts, so on and so forth within the game, and you can buy that either with in-game gold that you win. See, I've got myself 5,200 gold to start with, or you can buy it with these wonderful gems that I start with none. The reason I start with none is because I haven't paid any money for it yet. Not really sure I'm going to. We'll see. Looks like it's fun, at least so far. What I don't understand when they set this premium part up is why they even bothered with gems. So, if you go and you want to buy 1 month, you can either buy it with 200,000 gold or 1,000 gems. So then from here, if you're going to pick gems, then you got to go get gems, and you can pick how many gems you want to buy. Now, I understand that the gems may have some other use somewhere else, but it does seem a little bit silly to do it this way and to have such odd numbers. It's going to cost you 1,000 gems. You don't have a 1,000 gem option here. This is an awful lot like the Microsoft points for Xbox Live, and I really don't like those sorts of systems. Now, I assume that we've got some other methods of paying with your premium gems throughout the game. However, I don't like the idea of paying a bunch of money and leaving that money in the developer's pocket without it being something you can use. What they really should have done for this is they should have just put a price here beside the 1 month, the 3 months, the 1 week, and just be done with it. We don't need this gem nonsense, honestly. Now, I've got a little bit of a bug that you can see on the screen as we stand right now. I've got my advisor here who's telling me all about these challenges, and they stay right on the top of the screen no matter what I've got going. But that's okay. We will acquiesce to his demands, and we will get ourselves into a challenge. Alright, so here's how the challenges work, and these challenges are what actually then unlock battles that you can do later on. This challenge in particular, we've got a little bit of an arena, and there's going to be an enemy set of critters in the center of the arena, and I have to pick the right set of units to counter whatever they've put in the center. So we've got a set of light infantry, or sorry, rather light cavalry in the center. I have light cavalry, pikemen, infantry, and archers, and if you've ever played any of these games before, or you have a sound basis in logic, you know that the pikemen are the obvious counter towards cavalry. So you move your little commander dude right over here, and he's gonna load this up for you. So you control it just like anything else. You left click on the units, right click on what you're going to attack. You can select them by drawing the box around. You can select them by clicking on their army tab down here at the bottom. And each set of units has their health bar going down, of course, as they're attacking. As I'm whooping the arses of the cavalry. I picked sort of an undead army. There's a number of different ones you can choose from, orcs and humans, and so much fun to choose. So there we have the first victory. Let's see what we have next. So now we got a set of pikemen. pikemen, as I understand it, are most easily countered by light infantry. So I'll get the light infantry in there and make sure that they're going to do awesome. Now, I do want to show one neat little thing off here. Up at the top, you've got a couple of buffs. And these come from, I assume they come from your hero, your special commander, your leader. So you can do a damaging attack, get a little bit of lightning there with really poor artwork. Now I do understand, just like the Total War series, you've got a large army, you've got a large group of infantry or whatever unit you're dealing with, and they can't all attack at the same time. But the way that this stands right now, you've got pretty much just the front line attacking. You can kind of game this a little bit, walk your army right through the middle, and then turn around and start attacking, and now all of a sudden you've got your army attacking a lot better than it was before. It seems like something that is more logically done by AI. You shouldn't have to actively walk your army over top, all the way over top of the other army, and then turn around and try and do some attacking. It shouldn't just butt the front edges of the armies up together and just keep fighting that front line until it's gone. But that's just me. So next we have light infantry. And I wonder, do we want to try the cavalry? Let us try the cavalry.
Yeah, move it.
Try just running right over them. And see what kind of damage we can do. Maybe throw a little Divine Wrath at them, just for some icing on the cake. Now this is pretty simple stuff. It comes down to basically being a tutorial level without overtly being a tutorial level. They want to teach you the basics of army mechanics and which units to use, when to use them. Definitely something that's nice for those that aren't really familiar with the genre. The unfortunate part is that those that are familiar with the genre, you've got really no way to skip this. You can't just jump past it, you've got to go through and do each step along the way, which is a little bit frustrating. There should never be a mandatory tutorial for somebody who already knows what they're doing. Alright, there goes the infantry, and we are down to their light archers, and I have heavy archers. So I strongly suspect that the heavy archers will defeat the light archers, because of course neither one's going to get close enough. They do of course have very weak attack, as you would expect. Very, very weak attack, especially, rather, when they're in melee range. Which makes sense, because they're archers. A little bit more Divine Wrath, with its terrible lightning graphic. Standard controls. You move around with your mouse. You can do it with the keyboard. Middle mouse, just hold down the wheel. You can spin the camera around, and of course zooming in, zooming out. Pretty standard stuff. And you can zoom right into the battle and see my wonderful zombie archers, zombie crossbowmen, facing off against dwarves. And the dwarves are just not as awesome, unfortunately, which is really too bad. I feel sorry for the dwarves. Just as a little bit of an addendum, if anybody that's watching this, if there's a game that you want to see some more content of, you want to see more of a review of, toss me an email. If you want to comment on the video, please do. Put some comments down there. Like it, dislike it, let me know why you liked it, why you didn't. If you do want to toss an email out to me, it's going to be contact@gnomecast.com for any sort of suggestions or games you'd like to see some reviews of. And we're going to jump out real quick and get ourselves just a little bit of an action shot here in an actual battle. So here we are in an ongoing, just started battle. And I hope this one turns out better than the last one, because we got into one that we were very, very much outmatched. Now, as I said earlier, I don't really understand where the massively multiplayer part comes from. I don't really feel that that's appropriate for this particular game. But that's just me. As you can see, the armies that I'm dealing with on my side, they've got some quite interesting little bits going on. Giants and other sorts of things. Pikemen, get in here. Get in here. Archers, get on it too. Come on. So far, I'm actually doing quite well, I do believe. As you can see my units, so I haven't lost all that much for health so far. We have here... some cavalry in there. Alright, pikemen. Not a great choice to have the cavalry involved. This battle, I don't know how we're doing. That's the one thing that's kind of bizarre about this one. I guess maybe that's the other team? I'm not really sure anymore. Hey! Leave my archers alone. Yeah, we don't appear to be doing all that well anymore. I thought that I was. Yeah, I think we're getting whomped. But such is the way it goes. As you can see, again, very much in the same sort of vein as the Total War series, but not really quite the same complexity. I mean, you don't have to worry about turning your armies in particular directions or anything like that. So there is a certain amount of complexity, but not quite that much to it. And I'm down to pretty much just infantry at this point. I'll pull back a little bit and wait for an opportune moment to strike. And I think that'll close it up for me today. If you have any comments, please throw them in the comments box in YouTube by all means. If you have any suggestions, email to contact@gnomecast.com. Any games that you'd like to see reviewed, things like that. Or things that you'd like to see improved in the videos. This has been World of Battles, done by Frogwares. My name's Tarmack for the Gnomecast. Cheers.